Hi everyone, Shannon here, professional counselor in Louisville, Kentucky. We are back with Jessica Heckroth, registered dietitian nutritionist. And during the question and answer that she did for us last week, she mentioned a hunger scale. And I was super intrigued about what this is and how we can bring it into our day-to-day lives a little bit easier. So I kept her on for a couple more minutes and she's going to explain it to us because I really want to know what it's all about. So Jessica, what is this hunger scale that you're talking about?
So the hunger and fullness scale is a tool to get more in tune with your hunger and fullness. So a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't feel hungry, I don't remember what that feels like. So this can be a good technique to start to get you back into the rhythm with it. And what I usually recommend to clients is to one meal of the day to try and use the hunger scale. I know we're all busy, so it's really not realistic to do it every single meal. So just one meal today, try and sit down and eat your meal. I know that's a lot because we're usually on the go, but try and sit down, remove distractions. So put away the telephones, the work, and focus on your meal in a relaxed space and ask yourself, okay, where am I on the hunger scale? We talked about it before, and I can send you the graphic too, Shannon. So it's a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you're really, really hungry. You might, pass out if you don't eat any minute. And then 10 being you're really, really full. So where are you on that scale? So ask yourself that first. Then take a few breaths and eat your food really slowly, really, thinking about how this food tastes and feels and all your senses. Then check in towards the end or, check in midway and towards the end. How are you feeling on the scale? Are you getting to that point of fullness, or have you already passed it and you're really full now? So you will start to realize like, okay, I was really hungry at this meal, so I ended up eating till I'm stuffed, or I was like moderately hungry. I was at like a 3, and then I ended up eating till I was moderately full, which is ideal. We want to stay in that middle range.
Okay.
We're just more in touch at that point. So checking in before and checking in after to see where you are on the scale, and then see, were you satisfied? Was that a good balance of foods? Does your digestion feel good? It's really just checking in and trying to do it at one meal. I think that's a really good way to start and see how that goes. And then, maybe do another meal the next day.
Yeah. And I imagine kind of like collecting data or like getting information about whatever our eating habits in our bodies.
Yes. And without judgment too. I think that's the big thing with mindful eating. I think when you're judging your eating habits, you can't actually listen to what's going on. So letting go of the judgment around what time you're eating or what you're eating, and just listen.
Yeah. I think that's a very key component of the judgment-free zone, that oftentimes when we enter our internal bodies and voices, that judgment and critic and whatever they may be called inside of us are kind of on full alert.
Yes. Talking very loudly. Yeah.
Sometimes I think it's really helpful of like thinking of it as like, not so much what would you say to yourself, but what would you say to a friend or someone else that was maybe figuratively sitting across the table from you. And usually we're a little bit harsher to ourselves than we would be to other people.
Yes, definitely. I like that. That's a good way to do it. Be nice to yourself.
Well, thank you for breaking that down. I really like that. And I'm going to try it my next meal. Definitely difficult, like you said, to be telephone free, to actually sit down for a meal. But I like how it's like, you don't have to do it every meal and every time you eat. It's just like, try it out, like give it a whirl.
Good information for sure. Yeah.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Well, thank you again. Thanks for staying on a little bit later to educate us more on how nutrition and our bodies and mental health and everything is so interconnected.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Bye.